Hello, good morning, or good now if you're tuning into this on a replay. Welcome to Body, Mind, Spirit with me. I'm Jane. I'm here at the Promise Resource Network Hub here in the Charlotte, North Carolina. And I have strategically placed the sunshine to land directly on my nose so that my nose looks, in fact, like a light bulb. I'm really proud of myself for that. So as you tune in, please say hey if you would like, chime in, and I will incorporate you with here and here with you, and then we'll just make it like one big happy family. So good morning. Look, I rearranged everything. I feel like more people can fit. I feel so good about this. Before we begin, if we can all make sure that our phones are on silent, just so that I get real distracted real easily. I'm like, squirrel. So if it's a sound, I'm like, pardon? No, I don't do chair. I don't do chair yoga. Yes, I uploaded I pre-record yoga, and so I uploaded it today, so it's available, and then they'll like air it Friday at 1, but it is already up, and it's definitely not like it's a vinyasa, it's movement, like, and it's also like it's like stretchy, and like you're gonna move and probably get a little hot and sweaty and like stronger, and you're also gonna get real stretched out. So yeah, I'm a fan of body autonomy, and like you do you. Good morning. I'm so happy that you're here.
I need to ask you a quick question.
Yes.
They were talking about eclipses and lots of stuff going on and can you just mention that and talk about it?
I'd be happy to mention what's happening in the greater, in the bigger.
It's really crazy. It's nice. It's like a whole entire like belt of it.
Well, just please.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about that. Good morning, Ben. How are you? I'm so happy that y'all are here. Look, you're lighting up my face with the sunshine. Ah! How are y'all feeling? How are you doing today? And I'm curious, how are y'all feeling today? And we'll talk about like what's going on in like in the cosmic realm, because I am this body, this mind, and this spirit, just like I am part of the earth and the sun and the moon and the stars and the cosmic realm. Like nothing really separates me on the atomic level from anything and everything. So if like the whole city of Charlotte like got up and packed up and moved and left me, that's going to have a really big effect on me. Right? I'd be like, like what just happened? And so, if you think about like, if planets move in this really big way, like it's going to have an effect on us, whether it's on our energy system, our emotional system, our mental system, our magnetizational system, like our own internal polarity, because we have polarity, we have a charge in our body, we have electricity in our body. So it's almost like the big movement is going to have an effect on all of us. So I definitely want to, I would love to dive into all that. And I'm not an astrologer. I'm putting that out there. I am not an astrologer. Ben, you're not doing well at all. What's happening? What's going on? I'm so curious. Are you feeling all this eclipse energy? Because that's probably what it is. We'll talk about all that. So let's just start to connect. And we'll hold the space energetically for any other physical bodies that may be joining us in another timeline, maybe later, maybe not. So let's all just take a couple deep breaths and just land, just be present. Fill up your lungs. And then when you exhale, just feel what surrender feels like into presence, into this now moment, into your body, into being who and where you are right now. Letting go of the concepts and ideas of who you maybe have been and where you have been ever in your life. Letting that image and memory just be put on a shelf next to you. And all of the ideas of who you want to be, who you want to become, where you want to go. Let all of those ideas and visions be honored and also be placed on another shelf. And feel your breath flowing in and out as you connect with this present moment, who you are right now, recognizing that you have nowhere else to be and that you're in the perfect place, the perfect time, the perfect body in this exact now moment. Take a big breath in and just let it go. So now we're here. Now we're here. We are present. We are present. So let's just do a little check-in around the circle. How you feeling? And you can like give like a how you feeling with your body, your mind, and your spirit. Like all three at once. Who wants to start? And we'll just pick a direction from there. Not everybody at once. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, thanks.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good energy today. Positive.
Yeah. Does that feel light? Does it feel expansive? Okay. Light. Okay, cool. Thank you for sharing that. Would you share?
Yeah, of course. I feel actually wonderful. I don't know, of course, I'm getting to know, but I feel actually wonderful today because of newness.
Oh, yeah. That's a good feeling right there. The feeling of newness. It's almost like whenever you get anything new, there's just like,
Yeah, but it's also like like the unknown, like the kind of nervousness, but it's still a good thing. Yes, that's what I.
nice. So excited in the newness. I like that. Thank you for sharing.
I feel a little bit can't remember things. Put something down. Can't remember where I put it down, and it's not. But I'm not getting upset with it. I'm doing the flow. I'm also feeling. My body is feeling good. I'm so appreciative of my body and my health every day because of what I do. And but I'm feeling safe. Everybody's here at my little home that I know and love, and so I'm feeling really safe and secure and happy for being in the middle of people. I really love that. So I think that's about it, And it's just a little fog is in there. Yes.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Safe, secure, present, and a little foggy in the head. Isn't that fun how we can feel like so many like good things and not good things at the same time? Thank you for speaking to that. How are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. I have been having a little bit of trouble getting along with staff partner. It's been making me a little bit tense, but this is like a great. I'm feeling
Nice. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for speaking to not getting along with people in your life, because that's gonna we'll circle back around to that for sure. Um, feeling expansive on here, and someone shared that they have relapsed. So sending you just a lot of love, because that sucks. that's just a crappy feeling. I'm not like laughing at you, but like I've been there so many times. Like it sucks, and you get a new day. So there's that. How you feeling? Hi, Rebecca. Ooh, did you say positive anxiety? Yeah. What's the difference between anxiety and excitement?
I want to say excitement, or you kind of felt like you were going to be like happy when you got to this place. I would say maybe if I knew I was going to some amusement park, I know I'm going. I'm super excited, and I would say my anxiety, like unknown. When I get there, before I get there, I just have this pent up energy, like I don't know which way it's going to go.
Mm,
Good, it's going to be bad. So that's how I get through the day too.
nice. Thank you for speaking to that. I want to circle back around to that. Don't let me forget. I'm going to try to not forget that one, because it's a really fun little nugget that dropped in. Yeah, I'm like, there's plenty of seating.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you.
I'm like, you can totally stand as long as you want. Like, your body, your choice. I understand. I used to be a hairstylist for like 15 years. Yeah, a lot of this all day. Anyway, Alan, how you feeling? Checking in. I mean, I already know, but I wanted you to have space to speak to it.
Try and find some positive, good feelings today. Right now, I'm just feeling,
Ick. Are you feeling ick? That was the face that you made. You're like,
yeah. I mean, I'm working all day. I'm not denying that. Connecting with that church that we belong to. Bible study last night, virtual. They really appreciated me being there. Okay. Working on my own finding spirituality stuff. And I explained to Jane, I'm just changing the way I'm looking at the world. I used to say, when something good happened in my life, I used to say, wow, that's good luck, or what a coincidence. Now I'm saying, no, maybe a higher power. Maybe I don't know.
excuse me, I love to sneeze.
The direction I'm traveling at now.
Nice. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much. How are you feeling?
Hi, I'm Jasmine. I'm feeling a little sleepy, but also love the good vibes here, the atmosphere, and happy to be here.
Nice. Feeling sleepy, loved, and joyful.
Yeah.
That's a fun little. That's like, I feel like that's like three of the dwarves. I love that. Thanks for sharing that. How about you?
I'm Nikki. I'm just glad to be here with the second class. It's like in my own self discovery, just like I was looking for something. My daughter sent me a book about the Eastern body, Western mind, and I'm delving into that part of my life right now because I'm in my daughter's direction. So because I tried all this before and it didn't work. My daughter like suggested this fast to be better because I'm from Oregon. And I'm more like a grounded nature, a holistic type of person. And people out there don't get me. They do, I can be dancing on the streets and singing. I get they here comes the bus, pull me up, put me in your stains, and send me to the mental ward. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm not out here hugging trees. It's hard to be myself, really, in public. And so I love the energy of people here, like the acceptance of it, because out in the world I can't be myself, and that's hindering my growth. I think so being here helped me a lot. Get back in touch with myself and be able to be myself without judgment.
Yes. Thanks. Thank you for speaking to feeling acceptance. Like, that just feels good. Thanks for that. Let's see. Rebecca's here and she says anxiety is too much bad energy. Excitement is a lot of positive energy. Talking about the difference between the two. And Jeremy is on here and says that excited means ready and happy. Interesting. It's funny because physiologically, like, our body is going to register anxiety and excitement the same. Like, our blood pressure is still going to rise, our pupils are still going to dilate, the palms of our hands are still going to get sweaty. Like, we're like, our blood pressure is doing the thing, and we're all like, like we literally, our bodies don't know the difference. Not funny. It's just the mind. It's literally just whatever it is our mind says that puts it in the category of whatever it is we're feeling. And on expansions on Tuesday, if you go back and like check it out, I talk about pain and transcending pain and alchemizing it into pleasure. And most of it is the way my relationship is mentally with the sensation I'm having that I was calling pain before. Yeah. 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 Our minds are such a vast space that we can manipulate. Ah. Um,
May I say just one little thing?
I would like to acknowledge Ben, who is sharing that he's going to go back into his hole and shutting down. And I will say that you are loved no matter what, wherever you go and however long you go there. And I also invite you and encourage you to go out and maybe just be with the earth and the sun and your breath for a little bit. And remember that today is a new day. And I love you. And I just stuck my tongue out at you because that's how much I love you. Yes.
I just want to say one quick thing. I'm sorry, your name's Nick, right?
Yeah.
Nobody ever said this to me. I had to figure it out on my own, and I didn't like figuring it out. I am a liberal from one end to the other. Probably not. Yeah, I am a liberal. And I also have traveled the world. I was Air Force, but I
I was Air Force as well.
love the West. And so when you know you travel that, all that, you get all kinds of ideas in your brain. You're not stuck with one thought or the other thought, and you like it. It's free. You're a free spirit.
Exactly.
And I've had to accept, no matter what group I'm in, AA or NA or here or not here, but everywhere else, mostly conservatives.
Yeah.
And they go to church, Christians. And they it's hard for me to say date somebody because I'm different. Get a girlfriend. Everybody has a hard time with that, but I've accepted my free spiritedness and I've accepted their conservatism. And I am me with my blue hair and everything. And it's okay because I've learned to love me
Yeah.
just as I am.
I'm very eccentric and theatrical. Like seriously, and it's like people don't understand the energy that I bring to the field because I'm high energy, and but it's all positive.
Yeah.
So it's like, what is that girl up to? She's crazy. So like you go to a theater maybe, or you know what I'm saying? It's like, but I bring positive energy with me. This is hard for me to like. I sit and obey like the laws of the land, like put your stuff away. But in the doors of NA and AA, I did that last time I was go through, and it wasn't successful. I relapsed. So my daughter gave me this book to try to work on myself in a different viewpoint. So that's why
Well, you're loved. I just
I just want to stay out front. I'm new, but I'm very much like that. I'm not leader or anything, but it's not liberal. It's eccentric. I would like being able to express myself in the ways that I would like to. Yeah, and you are too. I love the earrings. It's so beautiful. Yeah.
I love this. It's like a little love fest. So some things that were kind of brought up that I would like to kind of start to bring into the conversation. I said something about bringing it back to what you had said, which was anxiety and excitement. And then was it back to what you had said, which is the not getting along. Was there someone else that I was like, don't let me forget that? Was it just the two? Okay. So, and then it was requested to kind of chat about, like what's happening in the cosmic realm. So today's Thursday, right? So tomorrow we have a full moon and it's an eclipse full moon, and it's a full eclipse. It's a full lunar eclipse, and we should be able to actually see it from here in Charlotte around 4:00 in the morning. And the interesting thing is that most eclipses don't last that long. Like, it's like, and that was fun. This one's going to last like 3 hours. Right?
Really?
Yeah.
So, it's interesting.
Uh-huh.
You said 3 hours.
Yeah. Right? So that's just weird. Every 600 years. So check this. So if you go back to like, well, so what's happening about every 600 years ago, right? Like, let's go back every 600 years. Y'all, it's been like some like really, well, we are eternal. So there's that. And we're never going to be done. Oh, great. Son of a bitch. But so if you go back like every 600 years, the things that have happened, it's like China took control of like a whole big landmass, or there was this big water situation that basically took over and killed all the people on half of the continent. You know, I mean, it's been like epic. Yeah, like it's been like really big, epic events, historically speaking. And not just because of this eclipse, but it's also the placement of all the other planets. And
It seems like the
And-
energy, like a lot of people are waking up, is what I'm like seeing. You know, a lot of people are waking up and the energy being used to be more positive, as in, you know, brace yourself for great things to happen.
yes, what was I saying last? I'm sorry.
So,
What was the last thing that I said? I'm sorry. I don't. So I like to also hold the space to share the air for everybody. So my encouragement for myself, because if I get like interrupted, I literally lose my train of thought. And I'm channeling it. So I don't have it planned. So I just want to honor that for everyone. So what was I saying last?
All the traumatic things that have happened
alignment
in
of
the
the
last
planets.
600
the 600
Yes,
years.
yes. So if you think about the eclipse, right? You've got like sun, moon, earth, right? So these energies are aligned, and we know that the moon affects so much, right? The water, we're like 70% water, so it's going to have this effect on us. The sun is what gives us energy and life, literally life. So you've got that like kind of pushing and pulling at the same time. Meanwhile, we're on the mothership that's like this big nugget of like love and compassion, right? We've got like Jupiter over here and like, I don't know, Taurus or something, which is all about like, you're going to learn it and you're going to learn it in your human. Okay. And then like Venus is over here doing a thing. I don't remember what, because again, I don't do astrology. So basically everything is aligning in a way that if it's not in alignment for your like your feminine and masculine aspects, your qualities, the energies of intuition, creativity, nurturing, holding, spaciousness, and direction and fire and forward movement and logic and solution, those aren't aligned in us. Basically, the way all the planets are moving to align themselves, it's going to come into our awareness, and it's going to be like, and that's not in alignment, poof, fall away. That's not in alignment, poof, fall away. So what happens is the buildup to eclipses usually is we tend to start to not get along with people or groups that are not in alignment. So isn't that funny, David, how you literally are like, you're going through what is happening in the cosmos. Does that make sense?
May I talk now?
Yes, please.
This has happened to me 2 days in a row. Yesterday it was my phone bill, and I spent 45 minutes trying to pay my bill, and they didn't understand and they didn't speak English. Today I got charged at the 7-Eleven for things I didn't buy, and I had to go to the manager and get the credit going. I'm never in those situations, Jane. I am happy with the world.
So check this. When things align, and then that means that the things that just aren't in alignment with the body, the mind, and the spirit, right? If you kind of think about the sun, the moon, and the earth, maybe give one, the spirit maybe be in the sun, the body maybe be in the earth, and maybe the moon is the mind. Or, you can even think about it and you can make it however you want. Anyway, so when things are not in alignment, we get an opportunity to either dissociate, right? I'll just leave myself and I'm just going to ignore it, like whatever. Or we have an opportunity to stand up to it and to speak up from an aligned perspective. And the eclipse this time is so potent because it's one, when it is, and all of that, and the duration of time that it will be. And it's also,
that only happens like every 596 years, so.
yeah, it's very rare. And then it's also leading up to like a huge solar eclipse. Which is super soon. I don't remember the date. So if we think about this, it's like, okay, so things aren't in alignment. That means someone's going to ask me to do something that I don't want to do. It doesn't feel good when I think about it. It doesn't feel like a yes in my heart. My body is resisting. I can feel it. And if I go ahead and do the thing that was requested of me, that was like all the no's in me, you get to learn it the hard way, like harder than normal. Like, it might hurt your heart, you know, be like, oh my God, I did the thing that I didn't want to do, and now everybody left me, ugh, or whatever.
Results are not going to be what you want them to
Exactly. So it's the time that if something is not in alignment, and say we get requested to do something and it's not a yes, it does not align, that we get to say no. And we get to say it with in kindness and compassion, with grace. We get to be like, no, thank you, I love you, but no. You know, and be able to stand up for ourselves from this heart space.
be. I've got a situation like that.
Yep. Yep. It's and this is happening. Like, not just like for just like a couple people sitting here. It's happening like in the collective, because everything is lining up for a collective realignment, because nothing will be the same after that. And do y'all remember that eclipse back in, yes, in August? Yes. Mm-hmm. That, I didn't even realize how much of a game changer that was going to be for me. But I remember just being with it, with myself, and the experience of it, and just the profound feelings and everything that that was in itself. And then literally everything after that changed, you know? So what if, going into excitement and anxiety, what if this eclipse, what if everything changes after that? We have no idea what it is at all. So we could either be anxious or excited about it. Anticipation, yeah, eagerness and curiosity. You know, we could be any and all of those things. Just what are we telling ourselves around it? And can I trust that whatever is happening or will happen, it is in alignment, as long as I can stay aligned with me, as long as I can, what you are saying, be ourselves. Like, that's the thing. If I'm not in alignment, my body, my mind, and my spirit, I'm not me. You know, I'm placating a system that I don't agree with if I'm not honoring and being who I am. And I'm a weirdo. And I hate to break it to everybody, we're all weirdos. Like, we are. We are weird. We are weird. We are so weird. Nobody's the same. Thank God. Oh, that would suck so bad if we were. Oh. But we're so weird.
Are we weird in our differences?
Yes. That's what makes us so weird. You know, and if we all were the same, we would be robots. We would be artificial consciousness. I had this download the other day. This is such a conversation whiplash. You know how there's like artificial intelligence?
Yeah.
AI. I don't think that's real. I don't believe in that. Meaning, intelligence is energy. Intelligence is data moving from one location to another. It's just energy. Everything is intelligence. Everything is consciousness. Everything is energy. So you can't make it artificial. Consciousness itself, though, can be artificiated. I don't think that's a word. It is now. I know, it sounds good. It sounds official. So we're going to go with that. But I think consciousness can be artificial, meaning that fire pit, although is vibrating because it is made of atoms, it is not a consciousness. Right. And not only can it not think on its own, although that's another story, it cannot feel and be guided by the source of energy from which it came.
Right.
And that to me is consciousness in its pure form.
Right. And if they teach AI to do that,
right? Well, that's the thing, because they cannot, like, artificial intelligence. So if you have a robot, I can make it appear sad and happy, and I can make it even reflect back to me, human, so that I feel it. And then I feel it and I assume it feels it. And we do that with dogs all the time, do we not? We're like, oh my God, this puppy is so sad. And the puppy's like, duh, I just woke up. Like, what? And it's because I'm a basset hound. I got those eyeballs and I'm drooling. You think I'm sad? You know what I mean? So we look at something and we're like, oh, that tree looks so sad. Does it? Is it sad? No. Like, but we'll do that with things. Things that, especially that have faces. So you put a face on a robot and you make it go, And we're like, oh my God, it's so sad. And then we humanize it
That's right.
and we start to implant our consciousness in it, but it can't hold it. It's just going to like immediately reflect it back and we'll believe it.
It's bad news.
It's weird.
It's a show. You were saying that, and then gave the equivalents to dogs and stuff. But I was watching a show. They taking in like like wild animals, like people. It's a show that people take in. Like say we just like the bears or lions. They walk up to the fence. They feeding them. Then they doing it so long that they get human reaction interaction with the thinking the animals are soft and cuddly, and the end is different results. So
Like
yeah,
domestic pets, like looking more like humans now.
yeah, like yeah. It's
Mhm.
crazy.
I mean, that's why, you know, when I was out in Colorado one time and they had signs like, don't feed the squirrels, don't feed them. So I was with a group of people, and because of one of the people who are privileged can do whatever they want, they were like, squirrel, I'm gonna feed it. And I'm like, and so, but I'm watching this and I was like, you know, there's a sign that you're doing this right next to it that says, don't do what you're doing. And he's like, anyway, but he was feeding the squirrel, literally, like hand to the squirrel. And the squirrel's like, yeah, human, you know, which we think is all cute and stuff until the squirrels start to trust humans and then they start to like get killed because they just ran out in traffic because they lose their instinct,
Right? And
their
the thing is,
connection with the earth.
it's probably nothing good for you. And wild
Yeah.
animals just need to be left alone. What the?
Wild animals need to be left alone. Humans also need to just be left the hell alone. You know, like stop system trying to micromanage us all and tell us what to do, how to be, how to show up, how to test, how to prove that we're this enough and that enough so that we can make enough to show that we're this enough and that enough so that we can you know, like if we can just be left alone, then we can come together and be. And instead of me trying to control everything, I get to just be with and reflect back, and we grow in community organically. You know?
I feel like, this is putting Generation X over my period of time, it's like putting X out, who I was supposed to be because I did everything that was like coming out of the 80s. I went to service, I got the job, I got the house, I got the spouse, I got the identity of what was like fed to me. And then in 2008, of course, everything gone.
Oh, good old 2008.
It's like putting X over my generation.
Mm.
What they did, like even psychologically, being accepted, being crossed out. So it's been hard to find other people that have like experienced that whole entire nervous. I had a nervous breakdown. I did. I was like, I was born and bred to be this and that, and then all the things happened in 2008. I was lost. Like I just lost my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Still trying to retrieve it. But it's like I feel this is the system put an X on our generation, like a purpose, and that's like subconscious thing.
I'm so glad you just said exactly what you said. Thank you for sharing that. And you just said, I'm trying to retrieve parts of my mind, right? I'm going to put this out there as just an idea and take it or leave it. And it's going to come out as a request. Please do not try to retrieve parts of your mind. Please don't. Because if you think about it, what if, right? Go back one of the 600-year marks and there was literally a great flood. And what if great flood happens, whoosh, right? And then I'm like, wait a minute, I left something, hold on. And I'm like trying to go back to retrieve, like a pair of shoes and a sentimental ring that I left it behind because it meant something then. I'm never going to be able to survive and grow and move forward because I'm trying to go back to retrieve something that apparently universe, something way bigger than me said you don't need. Right? So then it's like, well, how can I cultivate and create new stuff? And if you go to parts of the mind, how can I create new thoughts, new friendships, new ways of being? How can I move forward with a new mindset, with a space of openness and curiosity and eagerness and anticipation and excitement? But if I'm going to go back, what if, right, this eclipse, what if it lines everything up just so? And half of your friends leave you, and like let's say like 5 of your best friends leave you, right? Heartache. But you get like 10 people come in that are like gods and goddesses and like angels on unicorns and shit, and you're like, would we, right? And yet we're so conditioned, right, from a lack mentality and a scarcity mentality that like no matter what, we don't have enough. So that we tend to want to go dive back and to get those friendships back so that I feel, because if they don't love me, then I'm unlovable. And we lose sight of what is actually here in the now to help us move forward. And that to me is like the medicine, the messages that are coming in with this eclipse.
Okay.
You know, it's
I'd
like,
be up for it. I get up at 4 and I'm go outside on the patio
oh yeah,
and do what I need to do, get my coffee or whatever I do.
yep. Like,
I'm gonna be a part.
yeah, set an alarm. I mean, you know, if anybody wants, I am. And, you know, and it's a really good time too to like journal.
Tonight, what did you say?
4 o'clock in the morning, tomorrow morning.
Right. Okay.
So, and it's like, you know, this is a really good time. Good morning. It's a really good time to journal. And perhaps it is journaling about things that you're ready to leave. So maybe it's old thoughts that I used to have, old things that I've been trying to search for that, that I'm ready to just release. You know, I'm ready to release things that I don't even know I'm ready to release. How about that one? You know, I'm ready to surrender into what the universe has in store for me because I trust in something bigger than me. You know, and journal these things down, like get them out of you. It's almost like an offering at that point to the universe or to whatever word you call it. It's an offering then, because you literally took it outside of you and you put it outside on something else. You know,
So you can start it because I don't know. You can start it with I want to let go of, and then kind of list the things you want to let go of. That work?
yeah. And
Or I want to leave behind.
And then you should burn it because to me that always is like the stone.
I do love a good burning of anything, and you know, like just out because it is alchemy. You know, it's kind of like witnessing what alchemy is and remembering that we're alchemizers at our core. Like we transmute energy all the time. We change one energy form into another energy form all the time. You know, and we know that if anybody got here and was stressed out and we took a few breaths and then you were less stressed, that was the alchemizing through presence and breath. And fire is just cool. I mean, technically it's hot, but you know what I mean. It's so cool, it's hot. But yeah, this eclipse, it's like, and not only in that space of like letting things go, and also at the same time, I'm willing to receive whatever is in my highest good. I am ready to be who I've been waiting to be. I know that I've been working on who I have been becoming, and I'm ready to start to see who I've been becoming. I'm ready to be who I am becoming. I'm ready to show the world who I am because I'm ready to fucking be it because I don't even know what that is. You know? And then it's being able to say that, yes, I'm willing to give up these things and I'm also deserving to receive all these other things. Because oftentimes when it's like, oh, you know, was anyone ever, I never really did this as a kid, but I hear other people do it. Maybe it's because we live in like a bigger capitalistic society, but like where kids are like told, like, get rid of so many of your toys so that you can get new ones. Right? Okay. So like I have friends with that are parents and they're like, the kids are like, I want these new toys. Well, okay, well, fill up this box first of your old toys and then we'll get you the new thing. What an abundant life that we have on earth for that to even be a reality. Anyway. But then, you know, if the kid is like, if you tell a kid like, hey, you have to get rid of half your toys. Be like, no, here's my little baby middle finger, mom. Like, no, right? But if it's right, but if it's like you're gonna get this other big box of toys, kids gonna be like, all right, cool, you know. So maybe making a little list in this energy of everything aligning just so, of the things that we are willing to release and the things that we're ready to receive. And it could be, I don't know what I need to release. I'm just ready to release whatever is no longer going to serve me. And I don't know what I need to receive, but I'm ready to receive whatever is going to serve me in the highest good of all beings on earth. You know? And in fact, the yoga flow that I just uploaded, the mantra for it is Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. And it translates to, may all beings everywhere be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions that come from me contribute to that happiness and liberation in some way. So, what were you going to say, Alan? If you make a list of things that you would like to let go of, that you want to let go of. So,
That no longer serves you.
mm-hmm.
Like you were talking about your church no longer serves.
Is this lunar eclipse? Is it a good time to do certain things like that, or I know there's like better times to do better things.
So, some people say this is not the time to manifest, not the time to think about those things. Here's my thing. Universe is always going to give you what you want if your heart is calling you. It doesn't matter what timeline it's in, because it's literally, it's the heart talking to the heart, talking to the heart, talking to the heart. You know, I think if it's like, I would like a job that pays this much an hour, like that's just like, no, because then like it's too limiting. It's too, nah, it's too much. But to just be like, I'm ready to serve, I'm ready to be served, I'm ready to receive, I'm ready to live a life of abundance and ease. You know, like those very big, broad heart things that we all actually truly want. But to be able to say, and I'm ready to sacrifice and release anything that's not serving me that would ever stop the flow of that to come to me. Because half the time, I don't know what I need to release. It's not until I ask for something and then say that I'm willing to release it, that whatever it is I need to release, it's like, oh, I just got fired. Great. Well, it's because I actually asked for something that was more fulfilling. And then the opportunity then can have the space to come in, but it wouldn't have had the space if I was working that other job that I didn't want to be at in the first place, you know? So yeah, the eclipse, it's a thing. And I'm excited about it. Like apparently Charlotte's supposed to have like a good full view of it. And I think it's supposed to be like 4:07, 4:03, something like that in the morning.
Well, it's still
I know.
like 6:30 because
It'll be like moving off of it. So it'll just be partial at that point. There's a lunar eclipse tomorrow morning. At about 4 o'clock in the morning. That everything is aligning in every sense of that statement. And there's a lot of times when, so like David, you shared that how people were like just not getting along where you are. And it's kind of like, sometimes it's really hard for us to see that everything is aligning. Right? Like sometimes, well, it's like, even if I sleep through the eclipse, yep, it's still aligning. I'm just not awake to see it. I'm just choosing to have my eyes closed instead. Right? So then it's like, that's where the mind comes in. I can choose to see that everything is aligning and maybe be curious as to, I don't know how it is aligning, but it just is. And I'm trusting that it is. I'll feel safe. Everything is aligning, meaning the wars that are happening, it's aligning for maybe peace. You know, that the forced mandate in Australia that if people don't get the vaccine, that they literally cannot leave their house anymore, but they're not sharing that in the mainstream media, so that we can't stand up for our brothers and sisters across the globe in a space of liberation and body sovereignty and free choice. You know, but trusting that everything is aligning. Like, I don't know how, but it is aligning. And not to necessarily celebrate these things that I don't like, rather to understand that it's moving us in a direction of something better, brighter, more comfortable, more easy, more abundant. And I'm willing to let go of whatever it is that's stopping me and anyone else from living that life of what flow.
Yeah, they shut them down.
Australia?
Yeah.
I know. And stuff is happening like,
Kids not going to school, but it happened right after that summit a couple days.
yep.
Right after that summit where he said, oh, never mind.
No. I mean, are you sure you don't want to share that? Okay. You sure?
Keep my mouth shut. I don't know nothing.
Okay.
I think it's a marvelous thing.
What?
What you're talking about, the alignment. And during that time period is usually when I meditate as well.
That'll be perfect to drop into meditation during that eclipse and just be open. And not necessarily like, hey, universe or God or sun, moon, stars, whatever word, hey, me, hey, self, whatever. I'm open to just see what I need to see. I'm open to receive what I need to receive. I'm just going to be open because I don't even know.
So if you're doing a mantra, what is mantra?
I'm open to the alignment of me. I'm open to the alignment of love. I'm open to alignment with peace. I'm open to alignment, period. Any of those that resonate, something along those lines. Because if I say out loud in my mantra and my meditation, like I'm open to receive, I'm open to receive clarity and peace, love and abundance, then ideas are going to come in, or that energy is going to come in, or like the emotion will come in, like whatever I need will come in, whether I recognize it or not. Don't look for it. Don't look for it. Yeah, just trust that whatever you're asking for, you're getting, and it'll be made known in the right time. Yeah.
You should come to my house and talk to me about it all the time.
It's great.
Well,
Talk to myself all the time. I really do. It's great. But yeah, this eclipse, I think that it's a really good time too to just recognize that when some people aren't in alignment, right? And we all go through, there are parts of us that are not in alignment and parts of us that are all the time. And there are parts of some people that are like really out of alignment, and there are some people who are like so in alignment. And giving everyone grace for wherever they are in their alignment, because they may feel real agitated during this time, like today and tomorrow, and maybe even a little bit into Saturday, just because the way the energy is being called, it's like literally pulling in to this alignment, and then it's going to ease out. So this pull in is what we're literally feeling right now to the alignment. So that can feel like a pulling, like, oh, I'm following my heart. This just feels good. Or it could be a pulling like, I hate everything, and I'm pulling back into myself, into darkness. And just giving grace, to like wherever anyone is feeling, even if that's you, me, whatever. And we're going between those two. Because what's happening for a lot of people that I'm talking to, it's like they're feeling this call to be in alignment, and all of a sudden they get afraid. Yep, big resistance. And my encouragement is to be in that resistance and just pause and breathe and come back to you, realign you with your body, your mind, your spirit. I'm here. I'm steady. I'm safe. I'm secure. I'm in my body. I'm accepted. I'm love. I'm energy. Let that resistance feeling go, and then be able to continue moving in whatever direction that the calling is calling you forward to. And it may mean leaning into some real fearful experiences by speaking up for yourself, or turning away or saying no. And shit, now we're coming up on holiday where people are like, want to come over for this holiday and this holiday, or you're like hearing about other people that are like talking about holiday stuff, and you're like, I don't have that, and being able to just be like, it's just the all good of it all,
What does being in alignment look like?
I think being in alignment is a feeling where you're not overly experiencing your body, your mind, or your spirit. That you actually have this like awareness and acceptance of the physical experience that you're in. And your mind is like not going off into what happened yesterday, God. Yeah, super present. and then being able to be at peace or joy, or even if you're feeling like anger and frustration, to still be able to be in presence and peace. Like I can be angry as angry can be and still love at the same time. And that's alignment to me. Yes. Exactly. In fact, if you go back and watch the expansions from this past Tuesday, I talk about how many of us have dissociated from our bodies and not be with us and actually be with the emotions and let them process and alchemize because they're too painful. So we talked about that on there. So thanks for bringing that into this one. Yep, that's me. Yeah. And discovering different ways to let grief move through, because grief doesn't necessarily move through crying. It can come through writing a list of all the things that you loved and hated about the person and burning it in a fire. It can come out as dance. It could come out as screaming. It could come out as punching a pillow. Yeah. So this is a time where I would just encourage all of us to just give a lot of grace to ourselves and others, and to just trust that we are way more in alignment than we even give ourselves credit for. Because it's the mind that like forgets or takes us somewhere else. But we are in alignment. Like the spirit of me is with my body, and my body hasn't left me yet. So I mean, if you think about it, like we really are a lot more aligned right now than maybe we ever have been.
I just thought of this, and I think I like it. Maintaining a presence of composure.
Yes. Yes.
Presence of composure.
Maintaining a presence of composure.
Yes, I like that.
Seems to me kind of like along the lines of being in alignment with everything else.
Yes. Yes. Remembering that we're all a body and we all have minds that are created based on every single moment we've ever lived. And every moment I've ever lived is nowhere near like anyone else's every moment they've ever lived. Ever. And then I'm also energy. I'm also spirit. I am the sun. Like the sun is me. And I am the earth. And the earth is me. And what if the thing that comes between these two parts of me, right, the sun and the earth, the spirit and the energy and the life of my body, what if the only thing that ever came between those two was just my mind that tells me that it's separate? Because it is. That's the only thing that tells us anything is separate, is the mind. And the mind only knows what we've been told and what we continue to tell it. I had this idea the other day that the brain feels like the brain doesn't feel pain. So it doesn't have nerve endings. So that's why when they do brain surgery, you're like, a lot of times you're awake, so they can find out if they're like, oops, we hit something wrong. Because it's not like, that's the way it works. So the brain doesn't feel pain. And what a gift, and what a little turd burglar, because what it does is it creates pain for us. Yeah. The brain, yeah, the brain creates the pain for us.
It's like computers, like whatever you input the computer, like you input and you put this the negative energy, input negative stuff in your mind all the time. This your outlook or your alignment would be negative. Like the things that apply is going to be in a negative form. From what I manifestation. The manifestation would be negative. But if you feed in negative, feeding negativity, then that's the alignment. You say we're in alignment all the way. So if you're aligning the negative in your mind, that's what your outcome becomes negative.
Mm-hmm.
But if you feed the aspect of positivity, the rightfulness, the reason, spirituality, things that's rightfulness, then those things align to the rightness of going forward.
Jane,
Hang on one second, because I just want to say something about that, because you just said something that kind of just like was a thing. that even when we're feeding this, like, say, like a negative mindset, and the life that we live is going to be a manifestation of that. Like, it's going to suck. It's going to not be pleasant, that we're still in alignment.
Yeah. Oh, it's alignment.
You know, it is
Yeah,
alignment.
and
It
that's
may
the
not be what we
direction.
want.
Yeah, it's according to the direction
Yeah.
you're trying to go. What are you giving more to either side?
Yes. And then I feel like every time I can recognize that no matter where I am, that I am in alignment in this now moment, then I have this space in the now to choose where I'm going to go next. And that may feel more better in my alignment. Well, then now I feel better. Well, then now oh, great. Now I feel better. Oh, great. Now I feel better. Oh, now I feel even better. Because now I'm remembering that I'm always okay. I'm always in alignment, that I'm not leaving me, that I'm always present. Okay. Ah, what were you going to say?
It is trivial, but so you break up with somebody and who's the love of your life, and your heart is broken, and all you can do is cry, 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 and cry. Is that a situation where the mind is in control of that emotion? That if you could change the mind and say, he's not the man of my dreams, and I'm going to meet somebody wonderful, and with that, and you stop crying, start looking towards the forward.
I think it depends.
Okay.
So I had an experience the other night where I had a dream, and I know I had gone back into another timeline that I have already experienced, and I just got to relive something from a different perspective. And so I woke up and felt a lot of compassion and love for the other person in my dream. And so I was crying, and I cried for 2 hours. 2 hours. And I could have stopped it by saying, well, Jane, it was just a dream. It's not even real. But I also recognized that I was actually clearing from a timeline that I wasn't able to clear when I lived it the first go around. So I was actually clearing that energy through the quantum in my now. And then my mind kept telling me, like, it's okay, you're safe, it's all good, you're such a love nugget. You know, as opposed to why I was crying or that I should stop crying, but acknowledging the human that was experiencing what I was experiencing and crying. And that in that way, it allowed the timeline that it needed to happen to happen.
Can I add on?
Yes.
And love is a trained emotion. Like you're saying, like you break up with somebody, it's like you over the years, this is what you fed your mind and your heart. You're gearing it towards that person, and of course, the humanistic value of us is going to say, "Oh my God, oh, that's going to be the worst thing," because I've trained, I've practiced this emotion, I've given this to that emotion, and of course, when it comes to the breaking of that, it's going to be altering of your mental and your mindset and your heart. Yeah, it's going to be unbalanced.
Well, the good news is there is a man in my life.
Well, no, we example. You said trivia, man. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. We said trivia. You know, so yeah.
I'm too old to be hurt again, I'm sure.
We're never too old to be hurt. Because think about every time we hurt, that's when we grow. It is. It sucks, and it's the gift. It's like, oh God, the heartache. Oh God.
It's like irritation or anger or something to push you into another step.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we are the universe in each of us, and the universe they have discovered is always expanding. We are always expanding, and we'll try to hold it back and stay in yesterday or stay in a hurt, as opposed to being like, no, I'm expanding, and I'm just gonna let it flow. And oh, okay, and it does. It looks really weird to a lot of people.
There's a song by Tame Impala called "We've Lost Him Yesterday." It's really good.
Oh, really? I like that band too.
Yeah.
I just love the way you've explained yesterday, because for me, I'm doing good. I've let the past go so much you can't even imagine. I don't think about it. But I'm sure that this alignment thing and letting go a little bit more, because there's still crap in there that I'm holding on to.
There's always stuff, because yes, there are always and will always be spaces from our past that we can look back upon with our mind and an open heart, where we can grow and expand in more love and compassion and acceptance, which furthers us in our divine alignment now to move forward in an ascension direction, in ascending direction. So the past is, I feel like that's why we have memories, so that we can call back upon them to grow now, not to beat ourselves up, but to grow from. That's why whatever's happening now, I'm trusting that everything is in alignment, because we'll be able to look back on yesterday or the day before or last year or whatever to be able to move forward again. So that's where that, like, I'm trusting that right now everything is in alignment, although I hate so much of it. I will accept it and love it because I just trust, you know?
What do you hate?
I hate mandating what people do to their body, and if they don't do it, that they get punished and get taken their human rights away.
You're talking about world problems and things like
Yeah, which are happening here, but it's just, you know, and just people being hurt and
that.
oppressed.
It's wonderful if there can be a new world order with more love, compassion, and understanding.
Yes.
That would
Yes.
be
It's,
sensational.
yeah, I mean, it's up to us. Like, we are the majority. We just forget that we are the majority.
I know we are.
We are the majority. Like, we literally are the majority of human who are, like, just wanting balance and freedom for all and harmony. Like, that's actually real, and more than this little group of people that are like we're 500 people and we're the most billionaire people ever. You know, that literally, it's 500 people, y'all. 500 people on the world, on this whole entire globe. The city of Charlotte could take them down.
I know.
And we don't need, and then we would be like, we don't need your money or anything. We are good. We are abundant. We have everything we need. Yeah. Programming.
And also, I think
It's funny, isn't it? Right?
Organized because we don't want to organize. We just want love. Peace.
Right. And
that's our problem.
yes, and we organize in harmony, which means that you're doing your thing, right? This is your own organization. This is Robin's organization. And Jeff's organization comes in like this, right? And they're not doing the same thing, but it's when they go together that literally is what harmony is. Right? It doesn't matter. You know, because then because then Alan could be thrown in a drum beat. Right? It's nothing like those. It's literally a boom, 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 coming out with these two waves. So that's how we create the harmony, is that we don't fit into what everybody tells us to do, because then we're just all doing this thing and it's not natural. You know, and then I'm not in alignment. I'm aligning to someone else's conformity. Right? Yeah. So it's like, that's why it's so important to find our own alignment and resonate that out. To be the weirdo that hugs the tree, that looks at people and says, I love you and I don't even know you. Peace out, bye. You know? Like, that's the thing.
Well, you're gonna connect with those type of people along the way. Those frequencies, you're gonna connect with those type of people. You know what I mean? And it's gonna flow like the beat, the drum. Everything's gonna flow. And I'm just my fault. I'm just acting
Okay.
with the talking. But I like this.
It's amazing. This class has been amazing.
I love this. I love this gathering. I love here. I love having these. This one's Body, Mind, Spirit. And I'm Jane. Thanks. Yeah. Meditation helps. Dance helps. Singing helps. Playing helps. Drawing helps. Laughing helps. Yeah. Praying helps. Journaling helps. Looking at your own face in a mirror until you can see yourself. You know?
That's your release. Those things like crossword. I like crossword puzzles sometimes. Like
Yeah.
poems sometimes. You know, it's just the release. Or it's the fullness of the release. Whether you know.
Expanding optimism. Ooh, that feels good to be said. Thank you. I love your wordiness. I love your words, and that you share them out loud. Yes. 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 Thank you for sharing that. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to share your love with Rob and Rebecca And I will see you all so soon, okay? We're just still chatting, but I need to turn this off. I love you.